Hi, I'm Tom Kehr, Systems Designer and Trainer here at Exertis Almo. And with me is Cody Hall, Product Manager with Listen Technologies. Most of us are aware of the ADA criteria when it comes to mounting equipment and controls, but often a key part of the ADA legislation gets overlooked. Assistive listening, or what we also call hearing assist. Anytime we have what the ADA calls an assembly area where you're installing a sound or PA system, we need to include an assistive listening system. There's a long list of assembly area types in the ADA, and it's a very comprehensive list. It's basically anywhere humans gather. Okay, simple enough. Let's talk about the latest trend in ALS using Wi Fi. Well, I can use Wi Fi and the user can download an app on their smartphone, like Listen Everywhere, and we're done, right? Well, while that's certainly convenient, it does not mean that you are in compliance with the ADA. Part of providing an ADA compliant assistive listening system means that you must also provide receivers. The wording in 219.3 says receivers complying with 706.2 shall be provided. That term shall is a very strong legal term, and the reference to 706.2 means that the receivers shall have 3.5 millimeter jacks. 706.3 says you shall also provide neck loops for those receivers. Listen, thankfully, provides a complete system with a server, receivers, neck loops, ear speakers, and everything that you need. The number of receivers depends on seating capacity, and these dedicated assistive listening receivers have been limited to either RF or IR. Well, what about some dedicated receivers using Wi Fi? Well, Cody, can you talk about some of the advantages of using Wi Fi?
Yeah, everyone already has a Wi-Fi network at their venue. Everywhere we go, there's Wi-Fi. So why not leverage that existing infrastructure and the expense and all the antennas throughout a physical space? Why not leverage that and use that to stream audio directly to guest smartphones, which, by the way, are already connected to that same network? It is a
Nice.
huge advantage.
Yeah, so how about we combine Wi Fi with a receiver that's Bluetooth capable? That way, the user can use the Bluetooth that's built into their hearing aids already. Well, what if they have some older hearing aids and they have the built in telecoils? Well, that's where the 3.5 millimeter jack comes in on the Wi Fi receiver. You can use things like neck loops, or you can use ear speakers or headsets or anything the user is already comfortable with if they're not doing Bluetooth. So, if we're doing receivers, they need to be easy to use. How many of you have seen a remote that looks something like this? Maybe you have one in your house, right? Basically, what you're trying to do is remove all of the functionality except what they basically need. Because if there's too many menus, too many functions, the user becomes frustrated. So, we simplify the user experience, and I'll show you how this or what the system looks like here. The first thing I'll show you is the actual server, and it's like a half rack unit. And with this, I just plugged in some audio to the back of it. I plugged in a network connection and I plugged in some power and then gave it a signal. And now this is a 2-channel receiver, and you can see I have indication of signal on the first channel. So that's my server. Let's turn on the receiver and see how simple that is. So let me zoom in on this a little bit. And by the way, one of the nice things about this receiver is they come in a nice protective case. So Cody, you want to talk about these receivers for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely. To a lot of people that look at this new Wi-Fi audio receiver, they may say, oh, it's a Samsung device. It is more than just a Samsung smart device. We have taken that and we have reconditioned, repurposed, and locked it down solely to be an assistive listening receiver that operates over Wi-Fi. So when you hand these out at your, at a facility or a venue, guests don't get lost in menus and in different apps or browsing the web. It solely provides the service of assistive listening.
So there it comes up, and I love the customized banner, and we'll talk about the customization here in a moment. So it comes up with the Exertis Almo banner, and there's actually 2 channels that you're going to see on this. And I actually got in, you can set up the account and you can see where I've been playing around with this a little bit. I've got channel 1 and channel 2, channel 1 being the LS and channel 2 being what I call the X files. I can even put a banner in there. The truth is out there. So I can go over here to channel 1, and I don't have anything plugged into the jack at the moment, but I'm getting signal out of it, and I can use Bluetooth earpiece or whatever I want with it and get that. So it really is just that simple. Cody, can you talk a little more about the customization that's available?
Yeah, absolutely. This receiver follows the tradition of our existing mobile apps that run on guest smartphones, and it has the same customization capabilities. So when you purchase one of our Listen Everywhere systems, it comes with a free, what we call cloud services account that allows you to go in and really build, but dirt simple, really build this app how you want. We can do app themed colors. We can load a welcome video, logo, any type of ad with customize the skip time. Like you showed Tom, you can, have your X-Files logo image there on a channel. You get small channel logos, large channel logos, and then sliding banners at the top that can be clicked on with any relevant information, URLs. We can link to websites. It really is a very powerful tool that we provided to allow, our guests and venues to customize both our mobile apps that the guests run and this dedicated receiver, to really brand towards what the venue, to the venue's branding requirements. So it's a very powerful thing.
Yeah, it's like miniature digital signage. So besides being an
Yeah,
ALS receiver, and I saw one application where you actually had a map and a menu and everything else that you can put on it as well. And you can time these things and do all sorts of great stuff with it. So this is obviously using Wi-Fi. What are the bandwidth impacts?
very minimal. So, streaming one channel, it's 125 kilobits per second. In other words, very small. Usually on a network that is just icing on the overall cake of the bandwidth. And so, if you have 100 users at your facility that you want to stream to, you'd take that 125 kilobits, multiply it by 100, and you'd want to make sure, talk with your IT department or IT staff, say, hey, can I have this much bandwidth? Is that going to be fine? And from our experience, it's rarely, if ever, a concern. It's really not a whole lot of data.
Yeah, I noticed also when I was using the Listen Everywhere app, the same thing because it's the same server. All of the stuff, all of the signage and everything else carried right over to the app on my smartphone as well. So that was kind of nice. Um,
That's right.
and this has got two channels. Can I add more channels to it?
Yep, unlimited number of channels. That's the nice thing about Listen Everywhere as well, is if you want to add 16 channels in the future or another 100, or you just buy another server, plug it into that same network, and the app just finds all those channels and shows them as one. Just all those channels are found. So yeah, an unlimited number of channels are possible.
So this opens it up to other applications, possibly like simultaneous interpretation.
That's right. If you got an English, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Chinese channel in every room, this will facilitate it. And it's scalable, expandable. That's the beauty of it.
Nice. Okay, so the Listen system comes with everything that you're going to need. Okay, it's going to come with the server, it's going to come with the receiver, it's going to come with neck loops, it's going to come with ear speakers, and also do not forget the signage. This is also part of the kit because 216.10 says that you shall also provide signs informing your patrons about the availability of the ALS system. So if you need more information or want to know how to get started, please reach out to us here at Exertis Almo. We'd be happy to help. Thanks so much.
Thanks.